And now, see, look along the side. You guys will see the trim, the transcript, which now, Fairy Godmother, which you were saying with the transcript with the names, because this is a Teams recording, it's got the names listed next to it. So you know who said what. You got interactivity, and now you've got notes.
It should have your icon in here somewhere.
I might have muted myself or something, so I just never
I
caught.
muted me because of feedback, and it
Yeah.
was picking up you coming from your side.
Oh,
So
so it's all me.
yeah, there we go.
There it is. Okay.
Yep.
So
And
there's those
then
differences. Now, if you click on notes, which is like the fourth one down, there is those Teams meeting notes powered by Loop. There's that Loop component. So now in that meeting recording, you're not leaving the notes behind while you watch that recording.
yeah,
Those notes are editable, right? That was one thing we wanted to cover. So you can go in there, you can add notes, check things off. If there were action items at the bottom, you'd be able to check them off or add a comment to that action item, things like that. So you can, again, you can keep working alongside that recording while you're watching it. So the notes are editable. I'm curious if they show in an embedded player. So could you copy the link, go to a new Outlook email and embed it for me?
just 1 second.
So it didn't add auto chapters. The auto chapter thing, what I've seen is it does it based off of your PowerPoint Live. If you
Yeah,
have multiple slides in your PowerPoint Live, the Teams recording will see that as chapters and it will do a chapter per slide. Our PowerPoint Live, I only had one slide, so I don't think it recognized it
I
as a
had PowerPoint
chapter.
Live loaded, and I was toggling through slides as we were doing other demos just to give it some
Oh, okay.
information, and it didn't. It's not. It didn't do the
Okay.
auto chapters there.
Okay. I have seen that before, but just to set expectations, you should see that when you're doing a PowerPoint Live. Um, yeah, paste that into a new email. So it unfurls. If we start playing the video inside, do we have the notes button? So there's chapters, transcript. What's in that dot, dot, dot? No. Okay, so the meeting notes do not show in the embedded player. So if you're like a project manager and you record the meeting and you send it out later on, right? You might want to have here's the recording, also here's the notes, and paste that in as a separate loop component. That way everybody sees it in the email as well. Like what Andy's doing right now. He's copying the loop component and then he's going to paste that back into the email. So you're giving people everything. If they open it in stream, they're going to have the notes side by side, which is good. But I wouldn't want to expect that people know that. So if I were a project manager, I would put it in the email as well and say, "Hey, here's our notes." The auto chapters, so that didn't work, but we have seen that in the real world, which is good.
I've seen it.
What about the markers? So if you hover over the names or over the timeline, it looks like that hasn't showed up late yet either. I wonder, Andy, if it's going to do that after a period of time.
I've seen it in the real world. I saw it this morning for a work meeting, so I
Yeah,
know
I
it's out
wonder if
there.
it needs more time to process all of those things.
Yeah,
And maybe if we checked back like later in an hour or something like that, it might have the chapters and the other things. But the favorite one that I have, there's two favorites, is one is a little square with an arrow pointing up. That tells me that somebody shared the screen and it
hmm
would say the person. So if you mouse over, it'll say Andy Huneycutt shared screen, John Moore shared screen. Also, there, if you have Copilot, it will have a little @ sign. I don't know if this works if you don't have Copilot, but if there was a transcript going and you've got Copilot, I know that it works. You'll get an @ sign. That means that your name was mentioned in the transcript. So you could skim the timeline, find that @ sign, click it, and that will tell you where you were mentioned in the context of the meeting. We both have Copilot in our day jobs, so I don't know if you get this without Copilot or not, the whole at mention thing. But it'd be helpful if somebody in the chat doesn't have Copilot and has seen that, let us know in a comment later on.